Today, I'm going to talk about the model of the Consolidated Freightways in the DCP by First Gear Fallen Flag series. I have previously talked about the company Consolidated Freightways, and you need to go see that video after this one so you can learn all about the company that pretty much pioneered trucking and founded Freightliner. But today, I'm going to review the model. I didn't do it in that video because that video was a little bit long, so now we're going to talk about the model. It is part of the Fallen Flag series. Comes in the standard DCP by First Gear box. It's a white Freightliner COE, which is modeled after about a 65 model. And it comes with the 40-foot dry van trailer. Would have been so much nicer if they had done pups, because CF was so known for doubles and triples. Like a triple set would be awesome. They could also have done the green paint scheme, but they went with the white, which is fine. It's a good looking paint job. Very, very, very common for CF. Lasted all the way until the end, from the mid 60s all the way to the end. Actually, late 60s all the way to the end. So it's a good paint job. They could go back and do another one. It is, as you can see there, Fallen Flag series. It's number 49, and it is 60-1757. And I do have a couple of these left while supplies last, with the link on my website. Ages 14 and up. And there is the two-piece blister on the inside, which holds the truck really nice. And there's an extra set of mirrors back there, which are painted white, so you really can't swap mirrors. And there it is, out of the package. Isn't that a cool paint job? CF ran bare bones trucks. They were as stripped down as possible. I mean, I've heard reports the dashboards literally only had a water temp gauge, an oil pressure gauge, an air pressure gauge, a tack, and a speedo. And I've even heard some of them didn't even have the tack. That's how stripped down these trucks were. They were as bare bones as you could get. But man, like they say, chrome don't get you home. And I also heard other guys say that the cheaper the truck, the better the company to work for. So, and I've never heard anyone actually really complain about working for CF. In fact, most people said it was the best company they ever did drive for. Well, let's see. That probably goes with it. There ain't no chrome on this truck that isn't necessary to be there. Everything's aluminum or just painted. The trailer is the DCP 40-foot dry van tooling, which is based on their old Freehoff. It has a placard here that's just tampoed on the side. The red and the green stripe with the Consolidated Freightways under it, and then the big CF right there. They painted the wheels, which are 5-hole buds. They painted them red along with all the undercarriage, just like CF did. CF painted everything that wasn't really visible red. They were really cool. It's got soft rubber tires right there. It's got the screw down type landing gear underneath, and it has kingpin for Vantage diecast DCP trucks. It also will hitch up to, First Gear, IXO, Ertl, Neo scale models. Great. This is the best kingpin design that's ever been done. They got the braces on the landing gear in the center, painted in black. They've got a black piece here for the spare tire carrier that's holding a spare tire and wheel. Little loop there, which would be for the airlines that are not underneath. It has air brake canisters on both axles and a semblance of working suspension, which really isn't the greatest. Soft rubber tires with a nice tread pattern on them. Not really a vintage tread pattern too much, but a nice tread pattern. To the back, we got a trailer number, 291769, which, by the way, I have heard is not a correct series number for the trailer. Not sure. I don't know all of their series. But they got CF across the door, and then they got the marker lights up on top, brake lights and turn signals tampoed, and then the ICC bumper. Of course, doors do open, and this being a dry van, it reveals the wooden interior, which they put on all of the dry vans. Actually, I've seen a few interiors that aren't wooden, but mostly they're the wooden ones on this trailer. It has CF, Consolidated Freightways, and the logo there. Another placard here on the curb side. It's got the silver stripe down low. The roof is all silver. Then we keep going around towards the front, and on the corner on this side and on this side you have the trailer number. Then on the very front we have the CF battery boxes for the reefer. Don't know why they keep putting them on there. Maybe they don't know what they really are at first gear. And then you got your airline hookups right there. This is a really nice trailer, so much better than the first gear one, but it's been around a long time. We could use an update to it. Now let's look at the tractor. In fact, I really don't remember actually ever talking about a white Freightliner COE on this channel. I may have. If I have, I'll look for it. But it hasn't been too often because they don't run this tooling too often for a couple of reasons. Mainly, this exhaust stack is a weird option, which made this truck kind of goofy. If they had gone with the regular, where the stacks are behind the cab, man, I think this would have been a much more popular tooling. 5-hole wheels on the front, 5-hole wheels on the rear. They are painted in red. It has the soft rubber tires, working suspensions. It has a posable front steering, which means it locks in place, not true steering. The engine is painted in brown. The transmission painted in silver. Fuel tanks painted in silver. Differentials and drive shafts painted red. That's correct. I often wonder what they look for when they actually find these trucks. A pogo stick. That's probably because the tooling requires it, but I don't remember CF actually running pogo sticks. I think their lines just hung off the back of the cab. That's okay. It is a chrome piece. It should have been painted red. Deck plate most likely should have been painted red. I don't know where they come up with some of this stuff. Lube finder air filter or oil filter here. Should have been red. Quarter fenders painted red. That is correct. Fifth wheel painted red. Correct. Up here on the side, we've got all of the ICC numbers. A truck number 24-864. Not sure if that's a correct number for CF. Kind of think it isn't because it ain't enough numbers, but I ain't totally sure. CF on the door with Consolidated Freightways written in the logo. That is cool. The two stripes, very popular, and the white cab. White Freightliner down here on the above the little curve here in the wheel well. It has the two steel loop steps and the wire, which are in just unpainted wire color. That's okay. They really should have been painted red though. The mirror, that is painted in white, which on this truck it would have been painted in white, and on both sides. Now CF didn't actually run this style mirror on the driver's side. They ran a different mirror which hung lower and was at an angle, which gave the driver much better visibility than this one does. But I understand why they didn't do it, because that would require a whole new tooling simply for one truck. Although there were a lot of companies that ran that mirror, so they could have actually pulled it off. Turn signals hang under the mirrors. Then they get the little minder mirror on each side. Let's turn it back. You can see the little minder mirror there, and then they painted silver on top of the actual mirror. They also painted the turn signal red on the backside, which is correct. Back here, they painted the exhaust stack in silver instead of chrome plating it, which that would be correct for CF. They did not run the chrome. They just ran painted silver or painted aluminum, or just plain aluminum exhaust. Got the little grill here, piece back there, rivet detail, really nice cab, and the air cleaner here. This is air cleaner really makes this, and the length of the chassis makes this option weird. Like, why would you cut the stack into the cab and then put the air cleaner behind the cab? The only reason you cut the stack in is so you can have less clearance and a shorter chassis. Then when you put that there, it defeats the purpose. So now with that there, you could have the dual stacks or a single stack and still have a good looking model, the same clearance. This is just dumb, my opinion, and it's what's hold this tooling back. On the front, well, up top we have chrome plated air horns. I know why they did that. I'm sure they had those chrome plated parts, but they should have just been painted aluminum. Silver on the back of the marker lights up top, with the amber on the front for the lenses. Hard ABS plastic front windows, and then you have windshield wipers that are molded in and tampoed in silver. Little black gasket tampoed around. White Freightliner in the coat hanger logo above the grille. Now, I have seen CF trucks that have the white Freightliners, but most of the trucks that were sold straight to CF under the agreement between White Freightliner and Consolidated Freightways, who owned Freightliner at the time this truck was made, were just badged as Freightliners. That's why you actually do see true Freightliner badged trucks as well as White Freightliners of the same era. The trucks that were sold by White Motors for Freightliner had the White Freightliner badge. The trucks that were sold to CF just had Freightliner. So it would have been cool if they had just gone with a Freightliner instead of the White Freightliner to make this one really different and more like most of the CF trucks. Got grab bars there, truck number there. Then we start seeing license plates. I think it's cool that they've started adding license plates to the cab. Those are cool. Different states, which was very common at the time. You'd have a license plate for every state or a tag or something. Now you've got dual individual style headlights on each side, red painted bumper with the steps. The grille is actually a photo etched piece on this one with a chrome surround. That's cool on this truck. White Freightliner here. Then you've got CF on the door. Then all of the numbers here on the passenger side. Get your loop steps and then your grab bar. Also, they put the big airfoil up here with the CF, which is a little bit later than this truck, but that's okay. Cab does tilt, and underneath they have got a brown engine, so this would be a Cummins. CF did run a bunch of Cummins motors. They liked them, but they would have been painted red. All of this would have just been painted red. They just liked it all red. They were a company that was very, very specific about that. Inside's got the steering wheel, seats, dashboard, etc. Gray on the dash and seats, and then black on the steering wheel. And then clips in place. Now let's put the landing gear up, because the landing gear goes up, and then hook this guy all together. And that, my friends, is the White Freightliner cab over truck pulling a 40-foot dry van trailer for Consolidated Freightways. It is a 1/64 scale die-cast model made by DCP by First Gear, and there are a few of them left on my website. Get them with the link below to the shop. Thanks for watching. Go on and smash the like button and subscribe for more great product reviews and histories of the real trucks.